Hey guys, it's Andy here, and we're back looking at Modern. Today we're doing a Simic combo deck that has a really weird win con that is a card that everyone would probably just think is absolutely terrible. I know I did when I first saw it, but I helped one of the random members that I played against on the European server for X-Mage. He come to me with a deck that was kind of like this. Basically started with the bones of the deck, and then I tweaked the hell out of it and made it what this list is now. He was pretty happy with the outcome. I reckon this deck's insanely cool. It's a hell of a lot of fun to play, and surprisingly wins more than I thought it would. So I'm just going to talk about the main board, talk about the sideboard and interactions between, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So to start off the lineup, we're starting with the win con of the deck, the namesake of the deck, and the whole reason that we're here. Biovisionary, which is for 3, 1, a green, and a blue. It's a 2/3 human wizard, with at the beginning of the end step, if you control 4 or more creatures named Biovisionary, you win the game. Note that it doesn't say beginning of your end step, it's just the end step. In their turn or in your turn, we've got a couple of different ways to, at instant speed, get creatures in this deck. A lot of the times this is going to win game 1, just because they've got no freaking idea what we're doing, and then bam, we win with Biovisionary. But I know it got the hell out of me. And then when we go to game 2, the sideboard brings in all the counter magic and stuff to kind of protect our game plan. So to abuse this card and pull the wins out, we are also running a 4 of Mirror Image, which is for 3, so 2 and a blue. It's a 0/0 shapeshifter, but you can have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature you control. Continuing on with the clone theme, we're also running a 4 of Phantasmal Image. This is something you see pop up in a lot of human decks. That's for 2, so 1 and a blue. It's a 0/0 illusion with you may have Phantasmal Image enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's an illusion in addition to its other types, and gain when this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. A 4 of Renegade Doppelganger, which is for 2, 1 and a blue. It's a 0/1 shapeshifter with whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Renegade Doppelganger become a copy of that creature until end of turn. Running a 2 of Cryptoplasm, which is for 3, so 1 and 2 blue. It's a 2/2 shapeshifter with at the beginning of your upkeep, you may have Cryptoplasm become a copy of another target creature. If you do, Cryptoplasm gains this ability. So that's it for the clone effects, but after that, that gives us 18 creatures that can be potential Biovisionaries. With those numbers, it doesn't become anywhere near as difficult to actually pull a win with this deck. To help us get to our creatures, we're running a 2 of Nissa, Steward of Elements, which is for X and Simic, so green and blue. It's a Nissa Planeswalker with X loyalty counters, so you pay X and 2, and it comes in with X. Its +2 ability is just to scry 2, so we can filter off the top. 0 ability is look at the top card of your library. If it's a land or a creature with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of loyalty counters on Nissa, you may put that card onto the battlefield. So this allows us to play stuff for free off the top of our deck. And its next 6 ability is untap 2 lands you control. They become 5/5 elemental creatures with flying and haste until end of turn. They're still lands. This can be an alternate win con if we're late enough into the game and the Biovisionary plan isn't working. But it's just overall a great card for what we're trying to do. To help us cheat our clones out onto the battlefield, we're also running a 4 of Collected Company, which is for 4, 3, and 1 green at instant speed. You can look at the top 6 cards of your library. You put 2 creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Every creature in this deck is 3 or less, so if we hit any creatures, they're onto the battlefield. So we get the Biovisionary, that can go straight on. Any of the clone effects, if we've already got a Biovisionary out, they're coming in as Biovisionaries, so it's very likely that we're going to be able to win just by resolving a Collected Company. To shore up the Collected Company plan and bring back Biovisionaries when we need them, we're also running a 4 of Eternal Witness, which is for 3, so 1 and 2 green. It's a 2/1 Human Shaman with when Eternal Witness comes into play, you may return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Being able to recur Collected Company, insane. For a little bit of added ramp, we're running a 4 of Birds of Paradise, which is for 1 green. It's a 0/1 bird with flying, and tap add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Another way to help cheat out our creatures at instant speed, we're running a 4 of Aether Vial, which is for 1. It's an artifact that sits on the battlefield. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a charge counter on Aether Vial, and then it's got tap. You may put a creature card with a converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Aether Vial. from your hand into play. This is another thing that allows us to, on their turn, tap, just play a creature from our hand. If we've got a couple of them out, we set up one of them on 2 counters, another one on 3 counters, and we're just always going to be able to play creatures. It's just another thing that can win us the game out of nowhere. Because those birds aren't clones, we're also running a 2 of Eldritch Evolution, which is for 3, 1, and 2 green. It's at sorcery speed. As an additional cost to cast Eldritch Evolution, sacrifice a creature. You search your library for a creature with converted mana cost X or less, where X is 2 plus the sacrificed creature's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. Exile Eldritch Evolution. Birds of Paradise costs 1. Everything else that's relevant is going to cost 3 or less. So playing Eldritch and sacrificing a bird, we can get another Biovisionary. So everything is just cloning, recursion, and just effects that are going to help us out. Dedicated to the game plan of getting 4 Biovisionaries out as quickly as humanly possible. And holy shit, it actually works. Obviously, super controlling matchups, we're going to struggle a bit if they catch on to what we're trying to do game 1. But a lot of the times you can just get through that with the amount of recursion in the deck. It's just so much fun. Touching over the land base, we're running a 5 islands, 5 forests, a 4 of Hinterland Harbor, which comes in tapped unless you control a forest or island, tap for green or blue. A 4 of Breeding Pool, which taps for green or blue, comes in tapped unless you pay 2 life. And a 4 of Misty Rainforest, which can fetch for our forest or islands at the expense of tap, pay 1 life. Just touching over the sideboard here. As I said earlier in the video, going into games 2 and 3, this is when we need to be protecting what is our combo. That is, if we've won game 1, they know what it is. So we're running a 3 of Pact of Negation, which is for 0. It's at instant speed. Pact of Negation is blue. Counter target spell. At the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 5, 3, and 2 blue. If you don't, you lose the game. A 2 of Negate. Again, counter magic. Negate is for 2, 1, and at blue. At instant speed, you counter target non-creature spell. Hitting that removal or counter spells that's coming at us. Phyrexian Revoker is for 2 generic. It's an artifact creature horror. It's a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, you name a non-land card. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated. A 3 of Spellskite for 2. It's an artifact creature horror. It's a 0/4 with Phyrexian blue. So you can either pay 2 life or pay blue. Change the target of target spell or ability to Spellskite. So when they go to target Biovisionary with a lightning bolt or a fatal push or any kind of removal, paying the mana, having them have to take Spellskite out first, insanely good value. A 3 of Reclamation Sage for the artifact and enchantment matchups. For 3, 2, and a green, it's a 2/1 Elf Shaman with when it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. Probably throw Dampening Spheres in to if your meta has Storm or Tron. Also running a 2 of Kira, Great Glass Spinner, which is for 3, 1, and 2 blue. It's a 2/2 legendary creature spirit with flying, but it gives creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability for the first time in a turn, counter that spell or ability. It's creatures you control, not just other creatures. So it has protection for itself as soon as it comes in. Obviously, if we're playing this, we're also including a bit more of our other counter magic, making them spend so much removal just to be able to do anything. Usually it gives us the chance to just pull out a win. The deck has worked a number of times for me. It's obviously not super competitive, but holy crap is it fun and hilarious when it actually goes off. I really hope you guys give this one a try because I recommend it. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications to see new content when it comes out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks guys, keep questing.